I'm Dan Sanborn. I'm the assessor for the city of Saco. I've been here about 20 years. My primary job is, of course, the administration of the property taxes for the city, although I'm actually an agent of the state of Maine. That's my primary function. And I also am the E911 officer, which is I'm responsible for all the street numbers in the city so the emergency services can get to you when you need to. And I'm also in charge of the mapping of our city maps, which we maintain on an annual basis. So that's the three primary areas, although the property tax is the biggest. But we produce annual valuations on an April 1st basis. So like in the spring, we're fully involved in making sure we're listing all the new improvements that people made to the properties, new homes, new businesses, new garages. Then towards this time of year, we've calculated all those total values and established a tax rate. And actually the tax bills are going out tomorrow. So from now, September 1st until the due date, we'll be primarily taking phone calls, answering questions. Well, how come I didn't get my bill? Well, that's because you didn't own it April 1st, so it went to the previous owner, that kind of stuff. Then after that calms down, we're in what we call the appeal process. So if somebody said, well, gee, I don't think my value is correct, then they can appeal. And that brings us till about February, and then the whole system starts all over again. So it's an annual event with a lot of activity in between. Like tax maps are maintained 4 times a year. We publish them 4 times a year so people can see their new lots, that kind of stuff. So it's a cycle. We're always in constant communication with police and fire and public works about street signs for naming streets, which is what I do, and street numbers. The planning department is in often because they want to know when a parcel was split, can they create more lots? Again, they're looking for surveys because the owner wants to divide his lot in half. Is it big enough? That kind of stuff. So we don't particularly partner with other departments, but we sure do feed them. No day's the same. It isn't. And we do answer a lot of questions that aren't actually assessing related, because we have a wealth of information here in terms of property data. So for example, a citizen says, well, you know, I need my lot survey because I'm not quite sure where the pins are. So they might come in here and say, well, do you have a representation of what my lot looks like? My surveyor said we need the deed. So we print deeds for them, we show them where the lot is, that kind of stuff. Land surveys then will come in later and say, well, do you have a plot plan that shows that subdivision? And we pull that for them. So because we have a wealth of information, a lot of our inquiries aren't really related to the tax bill at all. So all of that data is at the fingertips of anybody who needs it. They can just go to the website, put in the address, they know how big the house is, when it was built, how big the lot is, and it's been wonderful. Since we started that, because I know how many times people have gone to our website, we have saved probably upwards of 3,000 calls a year that are now answered digitally. And it doesn't cost all that much to do it. It works out to about 35 cents an hour. So where can you hire somebody for 35 cents an hour that'll wait on 400 people at the same time? Pretty hard to do. So our maps are digital. So we've noticed that we've noticed now that when people do come to our office, it's because there just wasn't enough information at the web that they needed a little bit more. So the whole thing that I do hasn't changed, and that's what's the value of the house. But the methodology we use to come up with that figure is just phenomenal. It's just I'm amazed every day is how far we've come in my career. And I'm sure it's going to get better. Been doing it 36 years. Yeah, been a while. And I enjoy it, you know. What I enjoy probably more than anything is the educational opportunity. So when a property owner comes in, I'm able to explain the system to them. A lot of people think they know what it is, but there's not always the case, you know, because there's only really 4 kinds of taxes in this country. There's the income tax, the sales tax, an excise tax would be like your motor vehicle, and a value tax, which what I do is it's called ad valorem. So everybody pays based on the value of their estate. So if their home's worth $100,000, then that's the measure we use to determine what the tax bill is. And a lot of people don't realize what that tax bill actually funds, because it really funds three levels of government. It funds the county, which is where your deed is. That's where the court system is. So if you want to redress a grievance with your neighbor about the tree, we're paying to support that. We're also paying to support education. We all know that. And local services, the fire truck, the police truck, the police cars, the public works crews. It's the property tax is a local tax for local government. Not a penny of the property tax goes outside the city of Saco. It stays here for local services. And so I really enjoy sitting down with an owner one-on-one and just kind of describing the system to them. So when they leave, hopefully they have a better understanding of just how it works. And when you get to that point, you're really in pretty good shape.
Thanks for watching Inside City Hall, where we delved into the different levels and departments of government here in the city of Saco. I'm Justin Schnedt. Thanks for watching.